Good evening, everyone. It's Nick here speaking to you from Paris in France. It's a bit cold, hence the head warmer or beanie. So while the weather's been crap outside, I've been catching up on a lot of movies and a lot of series. And on Friday, I watched the brand new brand new movie from Netflix called Cam. Now, this stars Madeleine Brewer, who plays Alice, a character that you will really learn to not give a shit about at all, along with a whole bunch of other characters that you really don't care about either. So the premise behind this is she is one of these girls who basically does anything you want online when you pay. So it's one of those like cam girl things, you know. So she said things like, "Oh, I'm going to eat a steak, pay me," and people pay her to eat a steak. So you get weird people out there, fetishes, voyeurism, etc., etc. So I kind of thought that this would be an exploration of voyeurism in the current world that we are right now, because it really has taken off. Any son of a bitch like myself even can sit in front of a camera and hope for a couple of clicks and a couple of likes. And I was expecting it to be something like that. But instead what we get is a extremely shallow story about a girl whose account is hijacked. There will be some spoilers in this, okay? So if you don't want to have this thoroughly deep movie ruined, run along now, okay? So, yeah, basically her account gets hijacked, and she can't get into her sex channel, if you want to call it that, okay? She doesn't actually have sex, though she does masturbate. She even uses a device that apparently will destroy her clit, or some crap like that. So she does anything, in other words, to become number one. She starts out, I think it was 64. She kills herself, or at least she looks like she kills herself. On camera with everyone going, "Oh my God, don't do it, don't do it." Of course, it's just a thing to get more attention, and it goes through this until she is locked out of her own account. She starts suspecting other people that are like number one and number two, because they don't want her to get too famous or too popular. And she also starts suspecting some of the creeps, quite frankly, out there who are paying her money to appear in front of them. So there's no problem if you're consenting adult, do what you want, but they do take the very obvious look. This is a creep guy. He's also an IT person, and you start thinking, maybe it was him because he did appear and he meets up with her accidentally in a supermarket or whatever, and which is one of her 3 rules. She's such a morally sound person, and she's got 3 whole rules. I'm trying to remember. The one rule is never meeting the people. One rule is never getting completely naked, and another one is saying that she never says "I love you" or some shit like that. Firstly, she does get naked. She literally stands in front of a guy. She's about to take a bath, and she gets naked. So you will see a lot of nudity in this, okay? At least as far as topless nudity is concerned. So that rule doesn't even make sense because she literally is getting nude for these guys. So yes, as I say, her account is then taken away. She tries to phone up these people, and they're really totally useless. They can't help her with finding out who's accessed her account. But the funny thing is, it's not just that she's locked out. Somebody's actually playing her now. So she's actually seeing herself doing things on camera. She's becoming more and more popular, but it's not actually her doing it. She even shows this to the cops, and a typical sort of male response is, did the police come over because she asked them to come over and to help her, and the guys don't give a shit, of course. They're just typical guys, like, "Oh, it's a compliment, you're hot," and all this shit. So that wasn't very helpful. But yeah, so she goes through a whole process of trying to find out who is this other person, and she figures out that this is not sort of reruns of her old tapes. Even she has to go and get a calendar. She's watching herself online in a swimming pool with bubbles and a top off, but she has to go through a calendar to try and remember whether she actually filmed this. She hadn't actually filmed it, because that kind of thing probably slips your mind when you're sitting in your throat every other Thursday. So yes, there's zero exploration into this sort of this whole phenomena of broadcasting yourself to the world. There is a family involved. She has a brother who has a birthday, and his friends are all sitting in one room. They seem to be stoned, even though the mother's actually at home, and they're all passing around the camera of his sister, getting naked. He's in another room, and so is the sister's in another room. And then, of course, the mother finds out, and the phone lands on the floor, and everyone sees what she's doing, and quite frankly, no one gives a shit. They literally turn around and go, "We're going to sing happy birthday because we're going to forget that it even happened," and carry on like nothing happened. So yes, there's zero foundation as far as the family's concerned. The mother doesn't give a crap about this. I mean, the brother knows and jokes about it with his sister. That doesn't seem very normal. You're also never quite sure how old she is, to be honest with you. I was thinking about this after the movie. I don't know how old she is. Is she over 18? Because I'm getting the distinct feeling she isn't over 18, which really throws in a whole bunch of different questions and moral implications there. So yeah, I suppose you can forget about that. But Yeah. So the movie is it's just her running around trying to figure out who has done it. So this is a big spoiler over here about a camera. Now apparently the thing or the person who has hacked her account isn't even a person. Oh no, this is the sort of the curveball that they're going to throw at you. No, it's the internet. So one of the creepy guys that follows her is an IT guy, as I mentioned to you. I actually thought he was gay when he was talking to her. I thought he was a friend of hers, and he just talked to her because he was gay, but apparently not. He just came across as very foppish. So he tells her after being tasered by her that apparently this happens quite a lot with girls who are getting popular on the internet. That apparently the internet clones them, and even if they're dead, apparently one of the girls who is number 1 or number 5 or whatever is actually dead. She died 6 months beforehand in a car accident. But the internet has replicated her and put it in the internet so that it can carry on pretending to be her. No explanation as to why the internet would want to do this or what nefarious reason it has. But these people are paying money to the internet to get the girls going and hot and what the fuck? It's like trying to mix in Skynet and I don't know, some voyeur fantasy. It has zero fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense. I sat there, I was like, are you kidding me? At the very end, she finally sort of has a face-off, literally, with her counterpart, the internet version of her, where she ends up slamming her face into the table, cutting her nose, and then the internet takes a couple of seconds to update its look so it looks like her. And this was the movie's sort of highlight, and she ends up getting her account back from the internet. And instead of her learning a lesson of, the internet's dangerous and stuff, she goes right fucking back with the help of her mother and opens a new account. Yeah, that's this movie. It doesn't make any sense. It's poorly acted. The screenwriters definitely were not on the same page because one's saying, oh, she's got a code of conduct, doesn't get naked, gets naked. What the hell were people thinking? To me, it was a brilliant idea, great concept, especially with the voyeur thing, because not many people have done it. I mean, they tried it with, what's it called again? Not Donnie Darko. That movie where the guy constantly masturbates. He's obsessed with masturbation and porn. It'll come to me just now, Don something or other. But that was a great movie. It actually looked at the social implications of this. This doesn't do anything of it. It tries to be a thriller, but at the same time, it's not a thriller because there's no one hunting her down. There's no nefarious guy trying to kill her. No one's trying to kill her. She's just upset that her sex account has been taken away. It's not like her Facebook has been taken away. It's not like her Twitter's been taken away. It's one account that she's obsessed with, and that is the reason for a movie. I mean, it says over here that, losing your online identity. If your online identity is only related to sex forums, then you have some serious damn issues. So yeah, the movie, I didn't enjoy it at all. I thought it was quite in your face as well. Some of the masturbation and trying to get hits and stuff with people. I mean, it was almost like softcore porn at one stage, and very much designed for the younger voyeur generation to sit there and go, can you imagine that happening to me? Well, I don't give a shit, millennial little snowflake. I don't care if it happens to you. And quite frankly, if you care about the people in this movie, go and get your heads checked. Definitely a 4 out of 10 for me.